Hello and welcome to another episode of Love My Poland. For those of you out there that are bilingual or multilingual, you ever sat down and tried to figure out why it's always so much easier for us to pick up the vulgar words, the curse words of a foreign language? That was definitely the case with me. 1 week living in Poland, I pretty much knew every curse word that existed in this language. And I wasn't even trying, it just got in there and stayed in there. And it's really hard to forget them. And here on my channel, today I'm not going to teach you any really vulgar words. I'm not going to go over the curse words, but I am going to teach you 12 insults, 12 words you never want to hear when you live in Poland or when you come here. These are words you have to watch out for. If anybody ever calls you one of these words, it's really bad. It's coming up right now. So counting down today on our list from 12 to 1, I want to go over the first three. The first three have to do with a Polish IQ test. If you are a complete idiot, they call you idiota. This is the lowest level of the IQ test. If you're a little bit better than an idiot, they call you imbecile. We have the same, imbecile in English, followed by the best of the worst, debil. I hear this one very, very often. What a debil, which would be, I guess, like a moron. Now listen to number 9. You hear very often somebody say, what a bałwan. This guy is such a bałwan. Bałwan translates to a snowman. So a bałwan would be someone who just really is stupid, who doesn't have a lot of knowledge. Somebody that just sits there, I guess, like a frozen snowman. Not doing anything, not thinking anything. Bałwan. Number 8 on the list is baran. If somebody's a baran, I hear this very often with driving. I've ridden in cars with many Polish drivers and I hear, what a baran, he can't drive. They call you a lamb. If you're an idiot, you're a lamb. You're like a moron, a knucklehead, a baran. Number 7 on the list is one that really packs a punch. It's called kretyn. Kretyn is like a doofus or a jughead or a knucklehead. It's really not a nice expression to be called. Fortunately, I've never been called kretyn. But from what I've asked my friends and I've read online, this actually was taken from French a long, long time ago, and we now use kretyn. So if you're called a kretyn, not a good thing. Number 6 on the list is cymbal. What a cymbal? Cymbal means cymbal, like a drum cymbal. When I was a kid, I had a drum set. I loved hitting those cymbals. I have no idea why Polish people have chosen cymbal for a derogatory word for a person who's stupid, but it is. Cymbal. For number 5, in Poland, if you are a rude person with no manners and no culture, you don't know how to behave in a certain situation, you are going to be called a ham. Ham is not a nice expression. To be called a ham or to be hamski is to be that, a rude jerk, an idiot. Number 4 is gbur. This one is terrible. Gbur is much like the one I just mentioned before, being a ham, except the face kind of just has this flat expression. You know, nothing going on. You just look at that person, you can just see there's not much registering in the brain there. But this person behaves badly. They're not a positive person. They're pessimistic, and nobody really likes being around a gbur. Number 3 on the list is the first derogatory word I ever learned when I moved to Poland. Frajer. A few of my friends said, Russell, be careful with frajer. Frajer can be very insulting. It can be a fast way to get into a fight. If you hear somebody call you that, it's a really bad thing. Well, frajer translates to kind of a jerk or a geek or a nerd or a sucker. He's a sucker. He's a frajer. This word's a little bit tricky. If you've ever seen the movie from the 80s, made in the USA, The Revenge of the Nerds, it translates here in Polish to zemsta frajer, which would be revenge of the nerds or the suckers. So it kind of goes both ways on that, to my knowledge, to be called a frajer. Number 2, if you are a person of limited intelligence, there's not much going on, you don't have any ambition, and you're just kind of happy with your status quo and you're at a low level, you might be called a prostak. And that translates perfectly into English, simpleton. Prostak, simpleton. And finally, number 1, my all-time favorite derogatory word, one that you have to definitely know and you'll hear, it's just a matter of time in Poland, is burak. Burak. In the United States, we've invented a great word, redneck. You know, farmers or people of low education that might be working in the fields all day, they come back and they have a red neck. This is a derogatory word to call somebody from that area. But a burak can be someone also from the deep villages of Poland. You know, people in the city in Poland typically don't like people from the deep village. I dare anybody out there to contradict me on that one. So you might be called a burak. Burak would be the Polish version of redneck. You know, when I taught at university, I had a student from Turkey, and his name was actually Burak, and this poor guy never heard the end of it. So those were my 12 all-time favorite insults in Poland. I hope and pray that you never get called those. Behave yourself out there. If you come over here, try to go with the culture as much as you can, and of course, never use them unless you just totally must. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I appreciate any comments that you might leave below on the topic. Maybe I forgot a few good ones that you can mention. Go ahead and write that in the description below. If you have not become a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Click that button so you don't miss out on the future episodes that are on the way. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.